Tell me about fats, because fats really is a big thing at the moment. Everyone's talking about getting more fats into their diets. What kinds of fats? You've already mentioned that nuts are great. What kind of fats could we include into our diet, and why?
Yeah, definitely fats. Remember, during the 1990s, 20 years ago, we said eat low fat. So we got all the fats out of our diet. That was a big mistake. Now we're putting them back in. So healthy fats include like cooking oil, like olive oil. Avocado.
Coconut oil is really big.
Coconut oil is big. Look, the thing about coconut oil, as big as it is, it's not that bad for you, but it's not like a superfood. What we found out was roughly it's not as bad as it used to be. So you can cook in it, but think of the Mediterranean diet. The Greeks and the Italians have known it for years. They've been on their olive oil, they've been on their oily fish, and that works wonders. So oily fish, olive oil, nuts is the number one as well.
When you say oily fish, sardines?
Salmon. A palm-sized serve of salmon will give you a good target of omega-3s. And while we're thinking about it, some people have flaxseed, like flaxseed oil, but that's the plant version of omega-3. So basically only 10, this gets technical, but it's 10% of that is absorbed into your body compared to the fish oil. So you've got to take like 4 tablespoons of flaxseed oil just to get the same oil that you might get in from just a little bit of salmon.
Right.
And 4 tablespoons, it's like 80 grams of fat.
I know, I love salmon, so I'm happy to do that.
Good, do the salmon.
Okay, cool. So there's obviously so much conjecture about the sugar, are we eating too much? It causes inflammation. And I agree, I think we all do eat too much, but I don't know, Matt, I'm not prepared to completely give up all sugar.
I thought that might be the case.
I do like the chocolate every
now and again. A little bit of a treat there.
Yeah.
Look, the thing about sugar is we've always known it's bad. So me as a dietitian, been bagging out sugar for years. It was just that fat was getting all the attention and we forgot about sugar. So low-fat muffins ended up being really sticky and heavy in sugar. And now sugar's being targeted. And sure, we need to get rid of added sugars. So we almost need to have on food labels added sugar so that food companies have to honestly show where they're sneaking in the sugar. And that would be really good. But natural sugars, like you mentioned bananas earlier, don't get stuck into banana almonds. That's fructose, that's okay. Lactose is milk sugar, that's okay too. So for a sweet fix, and this is what I suggest, it's yogurt, or it's dried fruit, it's fresh fruit, it's canned fruit, it's trail mix. You get your sweet fix from natural foods, and then you won't need as many of your goodies and your added sugar.
Right. I have a lot of people who ask me, can you eat too much fruit? What would your answer be?
You can. You can.
I would say yes.
But when I'm putting diets together for clients, it's a simple case of you can't have 4 or 5 pieces of fruit as well as 4 or 5 slices of bread. And 4 or 5 dairy and that. You just can't fit all this potentially good stuff in your diet. So it's more like, somebody losing weight, they're going to be down to like 2 pieces of fruit a day.
Yeah.
But you can't cut it much below that because you'll miss out on fibre.
Yeah.
Fibre keeps you regular, fills you up. So yeah, you can, in fact, I think one of the biggest problems for people out there is they think they're eating healthy. They go, put up a hand, I've got a healthy diet.
I eat really healthy, I really do.
When you actually analyse it, which is what I do, they actually find it too much fruit, a bit too much dairy, and my starches were going over as well. Suddenly they've blown out the calories, and it's a simple case of shut your mouth, you're eating too much.
Exactly. I mean, you can still eat too much and eat healthily.
It is too. I mean, you get all the nutrients, and that's great, but you'd be surprised. And then it comes down to appetite management. Because then people are going, if I eat too much, well, hey, you've just got to listen to your stomach talking and saying, I'm full, but we just continue to eat and eat. We just ignore our stomach. So.
Sometimes everybody knows this, but when you actually do it, it's so true to eat a meal and just push away from the table for at least 10 to 15 minutes.
Stop when you're satisfied.
Even though
Stop
you
when
really,
you're satisfied.
Yeah.
So, grandparents, think of your granny as well. She probably raised you to finish your plate. She would have said, you're not going to get dessert
our
unless you
plates
finish your
back
plate.
then were smaller.
Yeah,
I know it.
Portion distortion, it's grown out of control. Look, I've got a good mantra about it. It is better to go in the waist than around your waist. Better to go in the waist than around your waist. Plus, what it means is, I'm going to finish my plate. I don't like to waste food, but I don't want it around my waist. It makes sense.